friends, today I'm here with my niece Amanda, and today I'm going to help her tackle her clothing clutter. So we've already taken a lot out and we still have a lot to deal with. So I just thought it'd be fun to bring you in on the process so you could kind of see what it's like. We also down here have a shoe issue. So we're going to address the shoes first and then the clothing. So come along with us. We've pulled out your 3 go-to shoes or your house shoes, your boots downstairs, and your work shoes. Okay, now, if you can only keep 3 more pairs of shoes and boots, pretend this is all gonna disappear in 15 seconds. Which 3 are you going to grab? Okay, so let's switch this up. Let's say for summertime, pick your 3 favorite summertime sandal shoes.
Okay, then that would be that pair, this pair. Every once in a while, I like wearing flip-flops.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now let's go back to winter time. You can only keep 3 pairs of shoes or boots. What 3 are they going to be?
Since my dog hasn't eaten that pair.
Okay.
It would have been this pair, but my dog got to have fun.
That's not fun when the dog eats the shoes. I'm seeing a lot of clunky heeled boot type shoes, yes, but they don't look like they've been worn much.
Those ones I got too big of size.
Okay.
And this one I just ended up not having a whole bunch of stuff that, like, I was going through a phase where I loved print.
But they don't match what you're wearing.
Right, because
okay.
I don't really have tons of print right now, so.
Okay. Okay, so we can let those go.
This is the final shot of all the sandals, shoes, and boots that Amanda decided to keep.
Okay, so now we're going to start tackling the mountain of clothes here, and let's see how we do. Now keep in mind, Amanda has already filled 2 very large black garbage bags of clothes for donate. That she did that on her own. So we've already got 2 large bags already donated, and now we're going to tackle this. So she's doing an amazing job. As you're going through, you're looking to pull out your favorites. So you want any work clothes, give me those and I'll put those in the basket. And any everyday clothes that you love to wear every day when it's your day off, give me those and I'll put those in an everyday pile.
We'll start with that one. I have a lot of shirts, and it's going to be hard to choose.
Okay, so let's do this. She says she has a lot of shirts and it's hard to choose. So let's pull down a pile of shirts. Can you pull out several at one time? And we'll see if we can narrow some down. Okay, and we're keeping in mind that there are 7 days in a week. And so go through these t-shirts, just flip through and look through. And if you see one that's an absolute favorite or not an absolute favorite, hand those to me first. And tell me if it's a favorite or not a favorite.
This project was very daunting for Amanda, so I kept breaking it down into bite-sized pieces. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. So we kept pulling out piles of t-shirts or pants, sweaters, dresses, and I had her keep pulling out her 3 favorite, her 3 least favorite, and we repeated this process over and over, and that is how we worked our way through that mountain of clothing. This project was exhausting for Amanda, but she was such a trooper. Be sure not to miss the end of the video where we have a summary of the project, as well as an interview with Amanda, and we have some goofy outtakes for you.
Today we are on day 2 of Amanda's clothing, and I just want to talk a little bit about what we did yesterday. Amanda had a lot of clothes. We removed 4 large black bags of clothes for donation, and also half of one of those size bags of shoes for donation. We found some more for donation. So, Amanda, talk to us about what this process has been like for you.
Hard?
When you started and you saw the enormous piles of clothing, what was going through your mind?
wondering why I had so many clothes.
How many years did it take you to collect this amount of clothing?
Oh, wow. I don't even know. At least be probably 8 years at least.
Okay. And what was going through your mind when you were finding things? I noticed you were saying, wow, I haven't seen this in a long time. I forgot about it. Like, talk to me a little bit about that.
But I didn't realize how many clothes I had lost. Because I didn't realize how many clothes I really had. Like, I knew I had a lot. But, like, when I put them all together, I'm like, yeah, definitely reinforced in my mind. I have too many clothes. Which I never thought I would tell that to myself because I love clothes.
Would you say you were able to manage the amount of clothing that you had?
Oh, not even close. Like, half of it wasn't even washed.
Where were you keeping all this clothing?
Spare bedroom, living room, washroom. It was a little bit of everywhere.
And I believe we
Computer
found
room.
some. I was going to say, I believe we
Yep.
found some in the computer
I'm like,
room closet.
I thought I was forgetting a room.
Okay, now over here, you can't see it right now, but Amanda and I are looking at the pile we've put aside to that we believe we're going to keep. We'll go through it one more time. We've weeded out a lot. And this is massive. For Amanda to make this many decisions to let go. These bags, I'm telling you, were heavy and large. And we still have another pile to go through here on the bed. We're not done yet. We do have another large laundry basket of undergarments to go through. We won't do that here on video, but we will take care of that as well. What does it feel like as you're looking at these piles that you've chosen as your favorites thus far? What's going through your mind?
It seems like more manageable, like, because I can actually see what I have in, like, the piles. And, like, when it was all on the bed, I couldn't really tell what I had because there was just so much that was, like, wasn't even able to, like, figure out what I had. I just had clothes. Now I can actually see, like, the clothes and see what I have in each pile and know that I like what I see.
Okay, so are you ready to tackle the rest?
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with your dresses.
Okay, so that's like a tunic thing that goes with this dress.
And how often do you wear this?
I like to wear it like to church during the holiday seasons. My mom actually made that for me to go to a Renaissance fair.
Oh, fun.
Because I love that type of stuff.
Okay.
You know what?
We are going to have to start another dress pile because
I have a lot
it's
of
going to
dresses.
fall over.
That can go.
Oh,
I wear it, but I don't really like it.
we need
So
to start another donate bag.
I wear it just because.
But now that we
I
actually
can
know
actually
we have
see what I
lots of
have.
things.
Yeah, so it can go because I actually don't really like it that much.
Okay, we don't like it, it can go.
So
Amanda was very emotionally attached to her clothes, and she kept telling me, but I need options. And I explained to her that studies show that the average person wears only 20% of their clothes, but she just knew that wasn't her.
Now we have finished going through this entire bed full of clothes for Amanda, and we've pared it down. We're going to go through this pile one more time and see if we can let some more things go. This is still too much to manage, but we're definitely well on our way.
After our first big declutter, she took many weeks off and just sat with her decision. She was making a huge mental adjustment to even just having let go of so many things. And finally, I had her choose her favorites of what was left and packed away half of her winter clothes into totes. And she was shocked a month later when she realized just how few of those clothes she chose to wear. And finally, her light bulb came on.
So now Amanda and I just wanted to give you a summary of the clothing project we've been working on for the last 3 months. As you know, we started with a mountain of clothing and a lot of stress and feelings of overwhelmed, and Amanda thought she could get rid of a couple pieces, but mostly she wanted me to organize it so that she could hold on to everything. She was very, very emotionally attached to this clothing. So this was probably the biggest challenge I've had in helping anybody declutter. But through many different phases, we just kept working at it. And now the light bulb has come on, she has broken free, and she has a very manageable amount of clothing for her winter and summer season. And I want you to hear from her to give you encouragement if you're stuck like she was at the beginning and you're just overwhelmed with your clothing. I want you to hear from her about her journey. Amanda, can you tell our audience what it was like at the beginning and maybe the middle and now at the end, what the difference is for you?
At the beginning, it was a bit overwhelming. Didn't really seem like it was going to be successful. It just felt like there was just too much. And then it got worse. It even got to a point where, I was having like panic attacks due to it because I was having such a hard time letting go, even of stuff that I didn't even really wear anymore. It just kept getting worse and worse. And then we hit a point where we were doing the final separation of getting exactly what am I keeping for the winter and then what was actually being gotten rid. We had split it in half to start getting comfortable, and then we were doing the final to where, okay, this is going, this is staying. And it was very difficult to get to that point, but once we got done with that and that stuff was gone, it just somehow got so much easier. And
it was like an aha moment. It really was just like the light bulb came on.
Yeah, and it's actually gotten a lot easier since then. And it's also made it to where now, like when I go to look at clothes and I buy clothes, I'm very more conscientious on what I buy because I'm more careful about, am I really going to wear this or do I just think it looks cute? And do I really have the room for it? Because, I need to make sure that I'm swapping stuff out. If I buy something, I get rid of something. Because otherwise, I'm just going to get back to where I was. Because what I have now is so much more functional now. And I know what I have. I know where it's at. With being more conscientious about what I buy, I'm also saving money in the process. So it works more than one way.
Okay, so one of the things that we did is we turned all the hangers backwards. Amanda had such a large amount of things. I typically don't use this method because for me it doesn't work, so I just don't care for this method. But drastic times required drastic measures. So then I had her, as she used each item, I had her turn the hanger back around normal. What did you think when you realized after a month and a half how many of those pieces of clothing you weren't wearing? What did you think?
I was actually really surprised because I didn't realize that I was wearing the same stuff over and over. Now I only have just like 1 or 2 hangers that aren't turned around. And that's mostly just because weather hasn't really fit in yet with those outfits.
They're summer clothes.
So, we haven't really gotten the warm weather we had thought we'd have by now.
No.
So, but it was surprising, but it's actually a really good method because you don't always think about that you're wearing the same thing over and over again. So that helps you be more aware about what am I really wearing. And you can also usually, by looking at what you have and haven't worn, you notice that there's a pattern to what you're wearing versus what you're not, like on how it fits and stuff like that. So it can also help you figure out what is actually comfortable for me now versus what used to be comfortable for me, because it changes. And that's where I've gotten where I've figured that out and started figuring out that what used to be my favorites are not my favorites now. And I have new favorites, but it also helps me pick out new clothes when I do go to get something, because now I know what I'm looking for more.
I was explaining to Amanda that she's 31, and as we go through life, she's been an adult for over a decade. And as we go through life, we go through different seasons with our jobs, with our lifestyles, with our health. And so just everything considered, we wear different clothes in different seasons to fit the lifestyle of that season. And so she was able to see things that suited her way back when really weren't right for her now and the season that she's in now. And once she realized that, she was also able to let those items go because she no longer needed them or wanted them. She now has all of her clothes to a very manageable amount. She has them in her closet, and her closet rod is not full all the way across, and she has them in her dresser. And then she does have a couple totes for her summer clothes below her bed. We're still waiting for it to warm up in Ohio. So, but we will go through those as well. She has stated many things she'd like to go ahead and let go of. What were your feelings at the beginning of the process several months ago? And what are your feelings now on this end of it?
At the start, really stressed, really nervous, really uncomfortable. I knew it, something needed to get fixed, but wasn't comfortable.
She very much wanted to do it, but she did not want to do it. Like,
yeah, I understood the necessity. I did not like the process.
Yes, good, well said.
And now there's so much less stress now. There's like a weight lifted on me now. And I feel like I can actually breathe when it comes to my clothes, and I don't feel like I'm drowning in them anymore. And I do not want to go back to that ever again. That was just so chaotic. Much better now. Much happier.
Excellent. So folks, there you have it. You heard it from Amanda herself. It's been a hard journey. It's been a great journey. And thank you for going on the journey with us. Hi, how you doing? So folks, there you have it from a truly So folks, there you have it, from a newly reformed clothes hoarder to a, what do you know?
I don't know. Not clothes hoarder.
To a happy, peaceful, I don't know, boo-boo, what do you think?